Jesus said unto him, Rise. Get up. Take up your bed and walk. And immediately the man was made whole. Now here in St. John, the 5th chapter, the 8th verse, it says that Jesus spoke to the man. Now first of all, let's find out again, who is Jesus? You know, I find it interesting, a lot of the so-called Christian people don't really know who Jesus is. Now if you think that Jesus is somebody up there, over there, somebody somewhere else, sometime else, then you don't know Jesus. So let's find out who Jesus is. Because when I talk about Jesus, I'm talking about something altogether different from what the theologians are talking about. But let's stick to Jesus for the moment. Jesus, the realization of God in us. So say with me, Jesus is the realization of God in me. And say to the person sitting on both sides of you, Jesus is the realization of God in you. Let's follow the notes again. Jesus is the man, the mind, who is the realization and the demonstration of divine sonship and divine oneship. Jesus is the man, the mind, who knows that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God. Jesus is the man, the mind, who knows that all power in heaven and in earth is given unto me, and that no thing has power. That's interesting. You got that? That's important. Now let's do that last one again. That's important. Once you learn this sets you free from people and things messing you around. So repeat it after me. Jesus is the man, the mind, who knows that all power in heaven and in earth is given unto me, and that no thing has power. Oh God, to learn that. And when you know this truth, it sets you free. You see, everything in your life operates by your power. It operates by the power that God gave you. You can take your God-given power and give it to anything you want to. You can take it and give it to witchcraft if you want to. If witchcraft, yes, witchcraft will work on you. But it can only work on you if you give it your power. The power of your belief. Without the power of your belief, witchcraft cannot work on you. As a matter of fact, everything that works in your life works on the power of your belief. The Master Jesus taught us again, according to your faith, according to what you believe. So be it unto you. Now listen, everybody who knows Jesus should be doing what he can't do. Let me run this past you again. You see, I just told you who Jesus is. Jesus is the man, the mind, who knows that all power in heaven and in earth is given unto me. And I have to help those of you who have this theological hang-up where they taught you that, well, you know, God's got all the power up in the sky. Jesus has got all the power up in the sky. Jesus is God's only child, and the rest of you are bastards. That's where I differ with the theologians. Jesus was showing you who you are. You're God's child. You're God's son. Scripture says, as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God. The actualized, manifest sons of God. If you receive this understanding. Well, Reverend, the Bible said that God gave Jesus all the power in heaven and in earth. Well, if you want to go that way, I can quote the Scriptures too. Yes, I can thump my Bible too. Jesus turned around and gave the power to you. He said, now behold, I give you power. Didn't he say so? Let me hear you say it. Look here. I give you the power. But you know what one of the hang-ups is? People don't want to take the power because then that makes them responsible. People would rather have a devil to blame for their misfortune than to take the power and kick the devil in the teeth. What is the devil? The devil is the belief that something else has the power. Write that on the board fast. Now I'm going to run this past you again and have you repeat it after me. The devil is the belief that something else has the power. But what did Jesus say to his church? He said, behold, I give you power. You tread on serpents and scorpions. I give you power over all the power of the enemy, he said. You see, once you learn that you have the power, then you know that nothing has the power to mess you around. And you'll start doing what you can't do. Everybody that knows Jesus ought to be working miracles. There's another verse of Scripture in the Bible that somebody's going to get from me real fast. I think it's Daniel. The people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. Whew. I'm going to say it again and have you repeat it after me. The people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. Following the text again, we come to the words, Jesus saith unto him. Jesus saith unto the man that was down sick for 38 years. It lets you know that Jesus is always speaking to a man. Jesus is always speaking to a mind, bidding and empowering him to rise. But you see, the mind does not always see, hear, or recognize Jesus because he's so mesmerized with his condition. And the external events on the 5 porches of the material senses. Now you notice when Jesus spoke to the man, he said, rise and take up your bed and walk. The man didn't even know who Jesus was. He didn't recognize Jesus. When Jesus first spoke to him, he didn't recognize him. He said, sir, I don't have anybody to help me. So he was taken up with his condition, taken up with his self-pity. Pray for yourself so you'll realize it. Jesus is always speaking to me, telling me to rise. You see, ladies and gentlemen, a mind should constantly be rising above his present limitations and conditions, no matter how good or how bad they may be. Build thee greater mansions, O my soul, as the swift seasons roll. Let each new temple, larger than the last, shut thee from heaven with a dome more vast, till at last thou art free, leaving thine outgrown shell beside life's restless sea. Daniel 11:28, the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. So we should constantly be rising. outperforming ourselves. So say to yourself, I'm ready to outperform myself. Say it again.